Alright. April 23rd, 2016, 4:27 in the AM. So, I was just token just recently. Sitting here with Antoine, ArmchairPodcast, episode Who Gives a Fuck. I don't know. What's up with you been lately? Tell people what's been up on your end of things, because I've been telling people what's up.
To survive, we're like wild dogs in the wilderness.
I'm blowing my money.
Anything particular?
To stay alive.
Mostly food.
Of course, the source of life, protein. Getting your powder on with the
protein powder?
Yeah, protein powder. And what's the other shit that you use?
All kinds of shit, but no, it's funny. I actually haven't touched. I just got a bunch of arginine, which is like an amino acid and fucking. Anyways, yeah, I got a bunch of protein powder and vitamins and shit, and I haven't even really touched them. I took like a couple scoops out of the protein powder, but that was about it. Surprisingly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think either one of us. I mean, you've been hitting the weights more than I have, definitely by far. But still, I
haven't hit them at all lately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is either way, definitely you more than I, but either way, not a whole lot on either end.
Yeah. But I keep telling myself too, but yeah. But yeah, that. Gotta start getting back into it. It fucking sucks. Same thing with that the dating site thing. Once you get back into it, you get the boomerang or rubber band effect, and
right, yeah,
get back in the swing of things.
Then you're in the routine,
and it comes back even more full force. You get better at it each time you come back at it.
That's what I'm told. At least with the website shit. But I don't know. I guess ultimately you'd have to be into it in the first place. But I think that's one of those things where it's I'm probably just blocking my mind and I'm saying oh, I'm not into it, but I'll probably when kind of like dancing, I tell myself I fucking hate dancing, but once I kind of start doing a little step and I'm this ain't so bad, it's not terrible.
Yeah, that's one thing I haven't gotten into is dancing. I
fucking hate it.
It's tough for me to open up to, man. There's one time, there's two times I was. One second, I'm gonna go pour my coffee real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the pause button on this.
Boiling over.
Okay, we're back.
But yeah, there's two times I've been that people have gotten me to dance pretty much. Once was a lap dance for what's her name, the Jamaican chick, and fucking.
You mean?
I'm not.
C word, C name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The C word. Same difference.
Same difference.
Played out great.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the other chick that actually was a C word, but the evil ass fucking female player neighbor, and she was basically had me around just to fucking be her doormat, but she was she'd always be oh, you gotta dance, blah blah blah, how are you gonna get fucking chicks to, how are you gonna get chicks, blah blah blah, if you don't dance, and yada yada. And another thing that was big for her was singing R&B. She's oh, this is the way you get a chick to fucking fuck you is you sing R&B to him, and she'd play what is that?
Smart Kelly.
No, cheesy early 90s the kind of shit that middle school girls in the 90s would listen to
R. Kelly.
I forgot the name. The R&B boy bands and shit.
Oh, Boys to Men and
Boys to Men and shit like that.
Yeah.
Where they're ooh girl,
fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And they all got the synchronized dance, the matching outfits and shit, and
but you got the bad boy somewhere in the group.
Yeah, and the guy with the funky hair, and then You know, there's the guy that you wonder if he's gay, and
Yes.
then he turns out to really be gay, and you're like, it wasn't a surprise, but so that's why he was so smooth with the ladies, like, yeah. But yeah, freaking. Anyways, then she got me to dance, but she got me to. Anyways, the Jamaican chick, she didn't even get me to dance. The first chick. It was what's his face and his girlfriend, and then her. Like, she was like the last to suggest it, but like everybody else was like, oh, you know, go and like, oh, give her a lap dance, you know, and like. So I gave her a lap dance, and they're like, basically, it was like, go white boy, go white boy. go. I was just like, it took a lot of like encouragement, and finally I was like, all right, and I was like, it happened, but yeah, and fucking then the other chick, she was like, but that one was all funny and all that. That was fun looking back on it. But then the other chick, she like. Getting me to do like the Cupid shuffle and shit like that, and like I looked like fucking Charlie Brown, like yeah, dude. I was like, she's like, no, you gotta like bend your knees like this and shit and whatever the fuck, and like she's going through all these different like like the club dances that like you do in like groups at the club or whatever, where like the whole club's doing it, and like
that's my least favorite style of dancing.
Yeah, she's trying to make it easy for me, but it was like. Those easy songs are also like the stupidest songs, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just like, I felt like a total goofball from the get-go, and there was no pulling out of like feeling like a shithead.
You know what it is about those easy songs is it feels like they're so easy, but you don't know much, but you're like, I feel like I can fucking get this, and you're fucking it up somehow still.
You're fucking up the hokey pokey, like.
And you turn yourself around. Yeah.
But that's me though. I'm like super tight ass. I'm like hella stiff. I'm like but then at the same time loose and shit in my own way. Kind of like fucking what's his name, Jonah Hill, or the fat guy with the afro.
Yeah. But then sometimes I also get like Jonah Hill and like Seth Rogen. Sometimes I'm like, which one?
Yeah. I was gonna say he's always with Seth Rogen, but you know that one movie where he's like the babysitter for the night or something like that, and like they go to that bar, and there's the one guy, and he's all like, oh, like I don't know, he says something to him, and he's all like something about like, yeah, I'm Jaybird or something like that, and he's like, oh, so you like to fly high, right? And like he's like, yeah, cacao. Like,
you sure that wasn't Zach Galifianakis?
No, that wasn't Zach Galifianakis. That was Jonah Hill. But
man, wow.
But no, like I'll do goofy shit like that and like somehow like unintentionally pull it off, like amazingly. But like I don't know how I got on that, but
yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm a super tight ass, and I'm not like I don't have it in me to dance. Like I'm not. I don't have it in me to loosen up to that level and have fun dancing, which is kind of the only way you can really effectively dance is if you're like
you just loosen up. I've caught myself in like random times where I'm like, okay, I'm loose and I'm fucking. I'm stepping at least, you know, I'm doing something, but in general, like most nights, I'll be like, swear to fucking God, if you tried, like chicks will be like, come dance with me, and they'll grab me by the wrist and fucking try and drag me out of the dance floor, and it's like trying to drag like a 20-ton boulder, because I'm just like, dead weight, just like, nope.
Yeah, dude. Like that's saying something, dude. Like you got a hot chick, like, yeah, dude. It's like guys like us, dude, fucking don't want to dance. Like, it's just not in us.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, I try and tell them honestly, like, no, I don't dance. And they're like, nah, come on. Like, they don't believe me. Like, no, you dance. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, like, I'm going to step on your feet.
Yeah.
Dancing with me is going to probably be embarrassing for you. Like, I mean, not like, you know, like, I'm that ashamed of dancing, like, once I get out there or something like that. But it's just like, somebody's gonna be like, no, come fucking dance with me and you're gonna have a better time, and they usually do, and it's like, yeah, I'm, you know, whatever, fuck it.
No, I hear you, but yeah, I do feel guilty for it though, because it's like, I feel like I'm being like a fucking the downer at the party or whatever, you know? Like,
yeah, and you don't want to be that guy, and I don't want to be that guy either, which is why I don't even bother going out there.
yeah. It's like the where the guilt comes in. The whole like the reason the door is open for that guilt is because like yeah, it is possible. Like I could dance, I could to a degree, but like.
But then if you go out there and you have fun, then it's totally worth it, and so therefore you should. And that whole argument, yes, I know.
Yeah, like I mean, like I want to be there, but I just so far I'm like I haven't been able to convince myself to fucking actually dance or get in the mood to like psych myself up to I'm like gonna have fun dancing or whatever.
Well, and that's the ultimate argument is like, why bother psych myself up for it if I'm not really into it in the first place? Like, I don't want to just score brownie points, even though that's like, yeah, dancing with chicks is the surefire way to get fucking laid. But like, I mean, like, I don't know, I'm not about scoring brownie points just for the sake of it, you know. I mean, like,
yeah.
I genuinely am not into dancing except for like, you know, I mean, if you put on like some Parliament Funkadelic or you put on like some Gap Band or you know some shit like that,
Yeah.
Rick James, I'll step, but otherwise I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not into it. I really am not into it.
Yeah. Like, I dance by myself just like I fucking talk to myself, but you aren't going to catch me just walking up to random people fucking starting up conversations just because that's the way I am, you know?
Doing the John Travolta Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, bro? Fucking, why are you pointing to the sky? I don't know, I just feel like it.
No, I feel like a douchebag for it, though. It's like I am. Yeah? Like, I'm not gonna have fun. I don't have fun. It's not me, man. I'll come up with every excuse not to have fun.
I don't know, if it's not fun though, then why force yourself to it?
That's what I'm getting at. I don't know about you. I mean, I could assume the same for you, but I mean, for me, I can actually speak for me. Is like, I know that if I can dance by myself and have fun going, like, you know, getting in like the flow or whatever, and like the rhythm of things and all that shit, you know, by myself, I could do that in any other circumstance. It's just the fact that it's like getting through that fucking shell and
Yeah.
learning to be comfortable having fun like that and all that. But like, I don't know, I'm too much of a hermit, you know, like it's the way I've always been. This is just what I'm at so far, and I'm like trying to get out of it, but
I can relate. I'm totally there.
like I could see myself having a blast dancing, you know, if I could just get to that point of comfort, you know.
Yeah. Moving on from dancing, I guess. Let's see. Obviously, it's all over the fucking place. The purple one is passed. I don't want to spend too long talking about it because I'm sure everybody's gonna fucking talk about it. You know. You know. No, the thing is though is like, okay, so like the more important fact for me is like, okay, so like, you know, obviously he's all like private and shit like that, and some people were in disbelief like, nah, it couldn't be Prince, it had to be somebody else on his property or something like that hanging out. But Prince is a pretty private guy. Like, if I was awake at the time and been like, somebody was found at Prince's property to be, you know, dead at the scene, it's like, no, that's gotta be Prince, because who else is hanging out at his house aside from his assistants?
Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, exactly, you know. So, unfortunately, like, I you know, once you texted me and told me all that shit, I was just like, oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, okay, like, there's this, like, thing where, like, just a week before, you know, he died or whatever, he had canceled a concert because of, like, flu-like symptoms.
That's
so
what
like,
I heard.
Yeah, so I'm like, what's, you know, like, sometimes people get stricken with the, like, a serious hardcore-ass flu, sometimes, you know, but, like, also, like, you know, hypothetically, you know, like, if you contracted, like, HIV and were, like, really private about it, like, some people suspected Miles Davis from his heroin use fucking contracted HIV or AIDS and shit like that. It's a speculation, it's never been confirmed, and that's kind of where my mind's going with the Prince thing. Like, you know, he got busy with like a bunch of chicks and
Yeah.
You know, whatever the situation was with him. So it's like, who knows?
Yeah, I didn't think about that because I kept going through my mind like, what could have killed him, you know? And like I was like, he wasn't really. I said that a handful of times to anybody I talked to about it. I was like, yeah, he wasn't really known for being like super like party animal, drug addict type person, you know, like.
Yeah, he probably took some bumps every now and then, but he's a pretty godly kind of guy. Like, praise Jesus.
I didn't know that, but
apparently, who knows? Back in the 70s and 80s, you know, maybe he reformed at some point. Who knows? I mean, again, he's a pretty private guy, so who knows?
I just mean he wasn't like Lemmy or like, you know, fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan doing like bumps out of his fucking back pocket or whatever, you know, like while he's on stage.
Yeah, good pull on that one. Yeah, no, totally. So I don't know. I mean, it's just like one of those things where it's like, once in a while the flu will take somebody, I guess, and there's a lot of people out there like, it's because he had a flu shot, anti-vax, but it's like, I don't know, like really though.
I mean, that would make sense. I mean, the whole, like, you know, AIDS on the low thing. I mean, I just had a friend talking about how somebody she's known for a long time, she found out that he had AIDS or whatever and never told her, and she was all bummed out about that he didn't, like, tell her, have the comfort to tell her or whatever, and, like, a couple weeks later, he ended up just confessing to her or whatever, and, yeah, that's like a sensitive subject. Most people don't really want to like come out about that and be like, yeah, I have some shit that's gonna fucking possibly kill you, you know, like, or fucking, yeah, I'm dying, you know, like nobody wants to let you know that they're dying or that they could possibly be a danger to your health. Though it's like not obviously not like they're gonna hug you and you're gonna be like all of a sudden dead, but
right, they just don't want to like.
It's just you don't need to. They don't want to rock the boat when it doesn't have to be. You know?
Yeah. Well, these allegations or these comparisons have already been made, which is like, you know, like everybody's like, oh, you know, and we just recently lost Bowie. Like, it's like, okay, I get it. You know, like, you know, you're referencing the fact that we lost two icons, but it's like this is Prince right now. Like, just quit trying to steal Prince's shine or whatever. That's the one thing that's been irritating me is like. Quit referencing Bowie because right now, like, Prince is fucking the one who just recently passed away. But I mean, yeah, it is sad to lose both icons like so close together. I mean, especially how iconic they are. But, I forget where I was going with that. I don't know. Anyway, fucking moving on, I guess. Sad to say. Let's see what else, man. Okay. I'm gonna get into the shit realm.
Alright. Sounds good.
The
Round 2.
Yeah, round 2. Fucking speaking of number 2.
What, you gotta take a shit? That coffee's kicking in?
No, not the coffee, but like
make it a little too strong?
No. Like, remember that last time we went to Grocery Outlet, right? And I picked up like some of those Fiber One bars.
Okay, I don't remember that, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah, well, guess what, dude? Though, just eating like one of those, dude, that shit fucking loosens you up. Like for like the last week, I feel like I've had like a colon cleanse, like eating those Fiber One bars and shit.
Damn.
I don't want to say it feels good, but it kind of feels like I'm not like I wouldn't eat that much, and fucking I would just like dump out hella. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll have to do this a little bit more.
Wait. Why would you do it anymore? That sounds horrible, dude. Like,
it does sound horrible, but like I mean you got to consider like that people do like what is that like where they stick the vacuum hose up their rectum
enemas.
No, not enemas. Where they get the vacuum hose and it basically colonics. Yes. Yeah, colonics. Thank you. Yeah. Everybody that does colonics reportedly says like, oh man, I feel like a million times better. I feel like my body's healthier or whatever. And I think there might be like, what do you call it?
Wash your ass in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Dude, I didn't know that he actually said that. Like, when Chappelle was making fun of him on that, I was like,
he actually said that?
Dude, watch fucking Purple Rain, dude. That movie's awesome.
Oh wow. Okay.
He actually-
I never watched Purple Rain all the way through.
The chick's hot too. Like,
Okay, that makes sense.
and he's all like, well, he doesn't say wash your ass, but he's like, wash yourself in the cool waters of Lake Minnetonka, like, or something like that.
But yeah, no. Okay, so you do the colonics, and everybody reports that they feel a lot more refreshed and all that stuff. All right, well, this is the poor man's colonics. Just get yourself a bunch of one of those Fiber One bars, and you'll be shitting fucking soft serve for as long as you have a box of those.
Man.
But it feels horrible, but it feels so good at the end.
A good poo-poo will do that.
Let's see. There was something about earthquakes going on recently. I think
Some earthquake turds, man.
earthquake terrors. No, but on a real note, I think I can't remember like if it was like Japan.
They'd be into that shit.
It's not like buying fucking used panties in a vending machine.
Or like
Hi-oh.
public milk enemas.
Yeah. Japan just had an earthquake recently. Let's see here. Instead of getting... They had a 7.3, and that succeeded a 6.5. And this is all like last week. They're sending aid out there and making sure everybody's all good and shit. You know, I mean, what can you expect, like, for an island nation that, like, there's, like, a bunch of, like, shit that's all fucking wrecked.
Dude, they fucking have some shitty luck, man.
The Pacific Rim in general, like, I mean, we're due for some shit anytime. I'm waiting for our turn.
Hopefully they, like, anti-earthquaked their nuclear sites this time.
Well,
wasn't that what triggered the meltdown last time?
Yeah, but I think they tried to make sure that, like, what's currently existing is, like, quote unquote secure.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, like, if you've already built a nuclear site, you can't just entirely disassemble it and then be like, oh, we're gonna install some extra precautions. What you've got is what you're stuck with.
Oh shit.
Just like Hanford right now is experiencing like this like leakage into like one of its like waste storage departments or whatever the fuck they're called, and right now it's like they're saying it like it might it could be supremely toxic like to like the environment around it. Like Hanford's already a fucking toxic waste dump, but they're saying like this leak is gonna make shit even worse than it already is. And right now they're working around the clock to fucking figure out what they can fucking do about it.
That's fucking stupid. Like, why are they fucking with... Man,
well,
damn.
Again, it's not... They're not doing anything to fuck with it. It's just they...
But no, I mean, like...
The people who designed the fucking facilities for this place did not anticipate what they were going to fucking end up dealing with that they're currently dealing with. Every one of these projects went to the lowest bidder. Every astronaut has joked, like, what do you think about when you're fucking going up into space? The fact that my rocket ship was built by the lowest bidder, which means that, like, every part is as cheap as it can possibly be. Every aspect of the design is as cheap and quote-unquote efficient as it can possibly be.
Yeah.
And that's what these nuclear facilities are dealing with.
Yeah.
Which is fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, another earthquake in Japan. I'm just waiting for our turn, like I said. You know.
That's kind of like the whole deal about, like, it's kind of funny that, I mean, in a fucked up way, that, like, I mean, from what I've heard is that, like, the military has, like, lower quality, like, armor than, like, our police officers and shit like that. And it's like, even though they're going up against a lot more firepower and shit like that.
Oh. I don't hear that. I hear that the police buys military stuff, so they're just as good as, but that just means it's overkill.
Yeah. I don't know, as far as, I've heard that, like, as far as I mean, I've heard that too, but then at the same time, like, I've heard, like, I know, like, their bulletproof vests and shit, like, aren't like, they don't got, like, the plates and shit like that a lot, but I've heard, like, as far as, like, the like the helmets and shit like that, and fucking blah blah blah. I don't know. I was looking into it at one point, and like all resources said that it was basically like the military. They're just kind of like, they go cheap, and they're like, oh whatever, let's just give them enough to get by or whatever. And then like with the cops, it's kind of like, let's deck them out. Like,
interesting. Yeah, well, I bet you the police have the option to fucking choose from leftover good shit, quote unquote, or whatever that is. Like,
and then different sources of funding. Also.
Yeah. But whereas if you're just some like low level private first class, you're probably not going to get like very much.
Yeah, you just kind of get the state-ish stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they're just kind of like, here you
bare
go.
minimum.
Yeah. Like, this will get you by, but not much further.
But police departments that probably generate a good amount of money through, ticketing people for any little thing, nickel and diming essentially the citizens, probably have enough money to bid on like military surplus, like decent shit.
Yeah.
And that's probably like why it seems like overkill.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I'd have to. It kind of makes me want to look back into it. I mean, just for the hell of it. But yeah. I don't know. Contradictions, are fascinating. But
I don't have any facts to back it up. I'm just speculating.
Same here. That's what I'm saying. I got to look back into it because I know I was on that track at some point, and like it kind of like baffled me, but at the time.
Yeah. Okay, so politically, has anything changed for you? Like, are you still with the same people that you're with?
Politically?
Yeah, like, like the whole Bernie, Trump, fucking Hillary, Ted Cruz, Kucinich, all that shit.
I still don't know who those other people are, but Hillary, she seems like a two-faced bitch, and fucking... If she was real, if she was cogent and like
cogent,
like passable, like if who she makes herself out to be made the pass as far as believability and like if you can accept it,
Yeah.
But you hear what she's telling you and you go, nah, I don't really believe her. Like,
oh yeah.
Cogence basically means like you can say something and it might not necessarily be true, but people will accept it. Okay. It has the.
I just don't know that word. I've never heard that word before.
Carlos Castaneda, the teachings of Don Juan. That's where I learned that big word.
Okay. Okay.
I had to look that up in the dictionary.
Okay. No, I believe you. No one has ever used that in front of me ever, and I've never read it in a book. I've just been like, what?
It's a good word, dude. Like, I mean,
apparently,
yeah. Like, I mean, it's basically how passable you are as far as like
believability and credibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There are points where it's like, okay, like. It pains me to say this, but like, I mean, if Hillary is the Democratic candidate, would I consider Trump just a little bit more seriously? Because it's like, I don't... oh, God damn it. No, I wouldn't, but... What am I saying? Oh, God. Shame on myself. But I just can't stand Hillary that much.
Yeah. She's...
I know, Buster.
Yeah, she's kind of insulting. I mean, it's kind of like, just the fact that she sounds like such an idiot when she talks. All the times that I've heard her, she just sounds like a fucking complete dumbass. It's like, I'll admit, like, I don't remember any specific shit that she said because I don't pay attention to anything. Like, I don't pay that much attention to anything any of them say. But as far as just like listening to them and like my going with my gut as far as like reading them, like she sounds like a bullshitter to me. And
well, yeah, on Bill Burr's podcast, he was making fun of her because I guess she was in like Harlem or some shit like that, or some black community essentially, and they're like, what would you admit to that you do on a daily basis or some shit like that? And he was like, making fun of her for the fact that she said, I carry around hot sauce. And like she was trying to like say, or Bill Burr was trying to say that she was basically trying to get the black vote because she does something that quote unquote black people do, you know, to make, you know, it's like, yeah, it's just like, you know, but he's like, I know she doesn't fucking actually do that. Like when she, you know, just like when she goes down to Virginia and adopts a fake Virginia accent, as soon as she fucking leaves the state line, she's fucking back to her, you know. I'm like, I agree with you on that, though.
Man.
I'm not the first person who's thought it. I'm not the only one, but I totally agree.
Yeah. But not just that, either. I mean, as far as, like she got that car salesman shit, like the classic, like...
He said the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah. Like, classic... She's the cliche, like, politician. Like, when you picture a politician, that's what I see when I listen to her and see her on TV. Like... And then Donald Trump's just like, I'm an asshole, fuck you. Fuck me, fuck everybody. Like, we're all, you know... Like, you know...
Yeah.
You're a dumbass and I'm a dumbass, but I'm less of a dumbass than you. And, like, fuck everybody type deal. Like, I don't care if you know I'm a piece of shit because you're... stupider than I am, type deal.
Which may or may not be true, but yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I gotta give Sanders credit for, though, like I heard him talking at a speech the other day in front of like a bunch of the Democrats. Well, wasn't literally the other day, but still, you know, the issue of gun control came up, and Bernie Sanders is like, listen, I'm from Vermont. You know, we've got some pretty lax gun laws. We don't have a lot of problems with guns. You know, people fucking, you know, have guns and, you know, we don't, you know, I mean, yeah, they've had some, what do you call it, some tragedies in the New England area with, like, you know, Sandy Hook and all that shit. But in general, like, they're saying, like, you know, everybody has guns, but, you know, it's chill. And all the people in the audience were like, boo, you're for guns, fucking, you know, Bernie wasn't saying that he's necessarily, like, a fucking, you know, card-carrying NRA member, like, we should all be fucking armed because the apocalypse is coming. He was just saying, like, listen, I feel, you know, like, being a liberal doesn't necessarily mean just because you don't agree with me means that you're not a liberal. It just means that liberals do exist who enjoy fucking guns.
Yeah.
And so he was just saying, like, you know, I'm not against guns, I'm just fucking... You know, I don't think we should fucking ban them outright. And he used to be a Republican, apparently, previously in Congress, which might add, like, a little bit of, what do you call it, weight to the conversation here, but still.
That's interesting. I mean, that he used to be a Republican, and then on top of that, the fact that that's surprising that he is at any bit for guns. I mean, to me, but just because, like, all the people that I know that... like, really are gung-ho about, like, Bernie, like...
Pretty
like,
anti-guns, yeah.
Yeah. They're, like, super, super uber, like, obnoxious liberal, like, type, you know...
Self-righteous liberal.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Where they, like, you know, think they do no wrong, and everybody's, like, shame, like, oh, you know...
Unless you're a vegan and you're, you know, passive-aggressive and don't own guns,
yeah,
you're not one of us, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's like, I mean, I'm pretty liberal, but I also exist in a certain realm of somewhere in the middle, where it's like, I want gay married couples to be able to protect their marijuana with guns.
Yeah. This is a good way of putting it, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I heard that cry on the internet, and I was like, dude, that's totally how I feel. But anyway. So, I thought that was the most interesting turn of things. I don't think Bernie's gonna fucking clinch it, unfortunately, but I'm like, dude, how can people be against that? Because that's like, he's totally playing the middle ground where it's just like, it's so fucking perfect. It should be like, you know, a quarterback throwing like an 83-yard touchdown. And you're just like, yeah, that's fucking aced.
I mean...
But everybody has their heads up their ass.
I mean, if you look at it, like, Hillary, she's kind of failing on both sides as far as in comparison to Trump or Bernie, as far as what they got going. And then on top of that, like, she's a bad gray area, like the worst of both worlds. And then fucking Bernie, he's, even if he isn't really like about, let's say, you know, just for the hell of it, like anything that he's saying, he's still a smart guy, obviously. Like,
that's a good game of chess.
Yeah. And then, I mean, but then if you compare him to Trump, they're both pretty fucking smart guys. I mean, as far as like capability, like their capability to accomplish shit. Now, as far as, you know, where was I going with that?
No.
No, I had a good point. It was fucking yeah, but basically the way Trump's doing it, he's just going in like stick swinging, like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm gonna go all Shaq on everybody and fucking just barge my way through.
Charlton Heston.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like, with no grace, you know? And fucking Bernie, he's at least, like, putting an effort into, like, you know, even, let's say, even if he's not really, like, a good guy, like he's, you know, appears to be, like, he's at least smart, and he at least has the, you know, the self-respect and the respect for opponents to fucking, like, go in there with some heart, you know? And, like, I'd rather vote for that than a fucking person that's just gonna, you know, be like, oh, I have all these resources and, you know, all this power, and I don't have to try, you know.
Ooh.
Like,
here's another thing that I have to this is gonna be controversial. All right, so I've never been in favor of Israel asserting its power on the Gaza Strip and all that stuff the way that it has, moving its borders, you know, closer and closer on Palestine and all that stuff. I mean, I get the whole conflict, but anyway, how does it pertain to Bernie? Bernie said, like, okay, listen, you know, I mean, my position on that is, if I were have to address that situation, is that I would say, you know, I'm for both of the countries, but I think that, you know, that Israel should basically push back off of, like, the West Bank or whatever that is, the controversial zone. Like, he'd still support Israel, but it's like, it's interesting that, like, a Jewish guy would be like, you know, I support Palestine, but I support both countries, but Israel should move back a little bit.
yeah.
Which is the whole point of contestment anyway, is that Israel keeps pushing forward and forward and forward until the point that, you know, like, you know, what used to be Palestine and still is officially is now Israel, just because people are like, yeah, we're just going to keep expanding and fuck you.
Yeah.
So I got to give him credit for that, for stepping outside of being like, oh, I'm going to side with Israel just because.
Yeah.
You know, he's totally put... And I know that's kind of controversial, but it's like, I see it all too often where people will just side with, you know, they'll do the mental cartwheels to side with their own variety of whatever they see themselves as.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's... Yeah, it's not really controversial, actually. That's really just, like, the right way of going about it. I mean, it's like doing your own thing, and going with what you think is right, and not necessarily... I don't see why that would be controversial. Like,
I guess it's just my viewpoint on it. Like, in short, like, what I'm afraid of saying, and I guess I'm saying it now, is like, the Jewish guy is going with the Jewish country, so no surprise, her. But I'm actually surprised by the fact that he's not. That's the offensive thing that I'm worried about casting off. But you know, I mean, at the same time, I guess that's what I'm worried about. It's controversial.
yeah.
It's the statement that I'm making, that I'm surprised that he's not doing that. And I'm like, yeah, man, I can see the controversy in that.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I don't know. I don't know.
But again, I mean, like, what does it matter? You know, I don't know. Anyway.
I gotta take a piss real quick.
Yep, I'll pause it. But yeah, moving away from politics. Alright, so anyway. Fucking tell me about Duns when I was fucking blackout drunk and all that shit.
Yeah, well, you started out and you just came home and you're all psyched about shooting off that shotgun. finally, and I was just like, right on. Like, when are we going? Are we going to the bar? The plan was to go to the bar. And you're like, yeah, but my shotgun. And I'm like, all right, dude. Like, enough about the shotgun. Fuck. like, it's awesome. Like, I'm happy for you. Like, I just got off work. Like, let's go drink, or whatever. I don't even know if I worked that day, but I was like, all right, let's go drink. Like, tell me the rest at the bar. And sure enough, we go to the bar and. He continued on about the shotgun, like, relentlessly. I was like, all right. And you're like, I'm sorry, man, but, you know, this is just awesome, dude. You're all jazzed up. You're, like, most jazzed up I've seen you in I don't know how long. And fucking, then, go up to the bar counter and, start chatting it up with a couple of the other regulars there, and you're like flirting with one, and then her girlfriend comes up, and then talk to them for a minute, and the one that you're flirting with initially walks off, and then you start like flirting with the other one, and like they're both like entirely lesbian. It was pretty entertaining.
Oh, it had to be. Like, that's the part that amuses me the most is, like, when I get blackout mode, like I was telling you earlier, I'm fucking Wild Man, and when Wild Man comes out, there is no restriction.
Yeah.
There's no Morgan.
The best thing is like, there was, like, an innocence about you, as far as you, like, perving on them, and, like, to where it still flew, and they're, like, even though... Like, the one you saw just when I asked her, like, I was like, oh, because she's in her security uniform, I was like, oh, you do security, and, like, automatically she's like, yeah, like, you know, fucking, yeah, break wrists and blah blah blah. I was like, okay, jeez.
Wow.
Jeez, I just did security at a purse store. Like, I wasn't trying to, like, buck up to you or anything, lady.
Just talking shop.
Yeah, I was just trying to make small talk. Then, and then, but with you, they were like all chill and stuff. She's like just chatting it up with you, and like you're like flirting with her, and she's just like, it's cool.
Weird, like how I can't do it when I'm sober, but I can do it when I'm drunk.
Yeah, that was cool though. I was like, man, I don't know how he does it, but like you got that some sort of, like, you had that like a charm going, you know. With your perviness.
I can't figure it out. I don't know what it is.
Like, I do that naturally, but not when I'm blacked out. When I'm blacked out, I'm like like, me and you are like opposites in that sense. Like, when I'm sober, I can fucking have that, like, unintentional charm about me, while I'm like, most guys would make a chick uncomfortable doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. Like, but if I'm drunk, then I'm like, hey, baby, like, you want to come in this dark alley with me? Like, I got $20. You know.
We can get high for hours.
But then you're doing, like, the same thing when you're blacked out drunk, and, like, it flies, you know? Like, chicks, even, like, hardcore, like, butch chicks that are, like, wanting to fight me, or, like, over no reason, or, like, with you, they're like, oh, that's sweet. Like, nice guy, I like him.
That's awesome. Well, at least I wasn't being a douchebag. I mean, it was kind of douchey, but it was endearing.
Like, that takes some... I don't know what that takes.
I don't know how I do it.
It's like magic, man.
Yeah, it's just the booze. Well, let's see. I guess that's pretty much all I had for this fucking week. I don't know. I mean, unless there's other things that you want to talk about. I just had that much for the week.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, peace out, podcast land.